we built CMMC as a security framework, but for use in procurement. And so those two things don't necessarily always go together, right? Because
That's a great point, by the way.
yeah, so the security is to be implemented and assessed on an information system, but that information system can be used, in a single business entity, across multiple business entities. There can be complicated business entity relationships as it relates to that information security, or as it relates to that information system. So we get in this place where we're, uploading everything to eMASS against all these different cage codes, or maybe not as many cage codes. But then we find out later there was all these other cage codes we forgot to include, or we didn't include, or can we include? And then after assessment's over, some of these businesses that are more fluid and they're always acquiring other entities, things like that. Now all of a sudden they're asking questions like, well, I got my assessment against these 6 cage codes, but I just bought this other business, and we're not making any changes to the system. We're just bringing all their people in to use our system. So the system that we assessed hasn't changed. It has new users, but that's an operational change. But we can't make any changes to their cage code structure. So from a procurement perspective, they have issues now because they have cage codes that aren't covered with their certification. So I think kind of the mismatch between those two things has become a major issue, particularly as we've completed assessments, and now some of these assessed organizations are wanting to potentially make changes.